Thanks for checking out this film review from the Dead Man's Party podcast. You could find our full archive of every unedited show if you subscribe to The Skeleton Crew on iTunes, Spotify, Podbean, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Be sure to support Dead Man's Party on Patreon. Link in the description. Enjoy the review.
Well, you know, Mean Gene, these guys, they've been away for a while, but Dead Man's Party's back. I'm Hulk Hogan, better known as Rip, and we're reviewing No Holds Barred, brother. Let me introduce these cats. First, we got the host, Al.
Hey, dude. What's going on, jock ass?
Hey, watch it, bro. And we got my main man here, Chris. What's going on, Chris?
It ain't even worth it.
Oh, whatever, bro. And now I got my main man, the Ghoul. Hey, Ghoul, what's that smell?
Dookie!
Oh, Mean Gene, I gotta get out of here. These guys are too weird for me.
Wow. Thanks, Hulk, for introducing us. Boy, we really need those AI programs. I think that would be a lot more convincing.
Yeah, that would be wild.
You actually did a really good job.
Oh,
I was trying to do Hogan in my car today when I was driving, and I could not find the fucking voice.
Yeah, you make me. I need to drink my water here just listening to your voice after that.
Oh, my voice hurts right now. Yeah, so we're doing No Holds Barred. You know, all you guys, you were happy that we were kind of knocking out the heavy hitters of the 80s, 90s. We did a lot of B movies too, though.
We had to go back to our roots.
Yeah. This is just like Rocky. I put No Holds Barred and Rocky at the same level.
Isn't that weird, though? Isn't that weird? Hogan's in Rocky 30 in this. We just did them a year apart.
Wow. That's weird, yeah. I didn't even think about that. This is 1989. Very strange year for movies. That if you really look back and think about it, that was the year the weird movies kind of came out. It wasn't quite 90s. It wasn't quite 80s. It was definitely stuck somewhere. And usually you got weird things out of it, even if you go through the horror movies and stuff like that. Like by the time Jason's not at 89, it's Manhattan. Like people didn't exactly know what to do anymore at this point because, you know, the 80s that you think of when you think of the 80s is really...
Well, I was going to say, when I think of, quote, 80s horror movies, it's like 82 to like 87. Because even the early 80s horror movies like 80, 81, those still almost feel like 70s movies. Yeah. But then 82 to 87 was kind of its own thing, maybe even 86. But then once you hit 88 for sure, that they started to have a different feel. So it's almost like 88 to like 91 or 92 is its own separate
entity.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely. And this movie definitely fell victim to that.
Oh, I didn't even realize that when I was watching this that it was made in 89. I thought this was like made in like 83 or 84 because it just
really
it just felt weird. I don't know.
Well,
it's like hard to explain. There's just something about it that does not feel 89 at all, despite
really.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, because you didn't live through that time period. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, this is directed by Thomas J. Wright. Writer, we should put him on blast. Dennis Hacken. That's his name.
Hack.
Yeah, Hacken.
How appropriate.
You that writes itself. Unless that's like one of those
pen name or whatever.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So this is starring Hulk Hogan as Rip, Joan Severance as Samantha, Kurt Fuller as Brell. We know Kurt Fuller. He's the guy from Wayne's World. He's that guy who was with Benjamin the whole movie.
Oh, that guy's in a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, he's very recognizable. What's Tom Leister as Junior as Zeus?
Debo.
Debo, yeah, he's Debo from the Friday movies.
Friday the.
You got a horrible actor in Mark Pellegrino as Randy, Rip's brother.
Oh my God.
Bill Henderson is Charlie. Oh, I guess that's that old guy that's with Hogan, the black guy.
Yeah. Yep.
Charles Levin is Ordway. David Paymer is Unger. Weird.
You could say any of these characters' names were whatever, and I wouldn't know the fucking difference.
Yeah.
Wow, that's funny because I do know everyone I'm saying, but that's again because I've seen this way more times than anyone on Earth should.
You could say those two, not the main network guy, but the two guys that go to. You could say their characters' names were Porky Pig and Yosemite Sam. I would not know any difference.
Well, he kept going, Ordway.
Oh, did he?
At one point, yeah. And then you got Jesse the Body Ventura.
Yeah, I was hoping he was going to be in this more than he was, but it's just that 10-second scene at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. So what's weird about this, they have Howard Finkel he's a legendary ring announcer. I met Mean Gene Okerlund too, and I met Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, of course.
I met King Kong Bundy, but he's not in this movie. Zeus is dead.
Yep.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Ice Cube killed him on Friday at the end. Yeah, he hit him with a fucking brick in the face.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, so here's what's weird about this movie. Now, are you guys huge WWF 1980s wrestling fans?
I was a massive WWF fan from 85 to about 89 or 90, and then I bailed.
Yeah, well, that's when it got weird.
Right. I shouldn't say I bailed. I would say my interest started waning about 89, and from 89 to 91, it just kept getting less and less. And in 91, I think I completely stopped watching.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly my exact journey, I think. No, I actually started earlier than... No, okay, 85. Yeah, that makes sense. WrestleMania 1. Okay, yeah.
Yep.
So... Ghoul, I guess you're obviously way too young. You weren't even...
Yeah, my WWF is kind of like Attitude Era to, I think I kind of dropped off of it when, John Cena really started getting big, so probably, 2006 or 7.
Wow. I got back into wrestling when Hogan turned heel in the 90s in WCW, but then that went bad really quick, so I lost interest pretty much right away. It lasted a year or so. And then I got back into wrestling, oddly enough, just 2 months before Hulk Hogan came back to WWF in 2002. For whatever reason, I heard an interview on Howard Stern or something with Triple H or whatever, and he talked about his injury and how he's coming back to wrestling. It was this big deal. So I was like, wow, man, that's a really crazy story. I used to like wrestling. Got into it again. I fell in love with Triple H. He was my favorite guy. Then all of a sudden, they made this announcement that in February, NWO is coming back. And it was Hogan as a bad guy and Hall and Nash. And I got way into it. And immediately, when Hogan went against The Rock, because it got to a fever pitch right away. And when Hogan fought The Rock in WrestleMania 18, you couldn't fight it anymore, and the audience cheered for Hogan instead of The Rock, and Rock was a good guy and a Hollywood star at that point, so they had to make Hogan a good guy again. They couldn't fight it. So he left the NWO within a friggin' month. It was such a letdown. Then he was a good guy. I was still into it for a couple more matches. They made him the champion within a month or two. Then he lost in about a month or two. And then it got really weird when Triple H was he was pretending to be Kane and have sex with a dead corpse in a coffin. And I was like, huh. And it's not that turned me off exactly, but it was that exact moment.
It turned you on, and it made you feel bad about yourself, so you stopped watching.
I said, I can't let this show reveal any more bad things about me. So then I just stopped watching. I just said, I'm not that into this anymore. And Hogan was still there.
Even though I've been out of wrestling for like almost 35 years, every fucking time there's a documentary that comes out about old WWF stuff, I'm on top of it. So I know all of those storylines through the 90s, the NWO, all that stuff, just from watching documentaries, and I've seen a lot of them. I find it very, very entertaining to watch when they just, because if they just kind of briefly touch on each thing, so it's kind of like the Cliff Notes versions of what I missed when I wasn't watching, and that's plenty enough for me. Yeah.
The behind the scenes of it all is so more entertaining than like what's actually going on. Like, that's why I've been loving that Dark Side of the Ring show. Like, Wait, now when Hogan came back and they made him the champion again, was that controversial match where he didn't even like do anything? Who was he up against?
No. You're thinking of NWO and WCW. They made him a champ by he touched Kevin Nash's chest.
Okay,
and he just fell over and he just pinned him.
That whole thing, that was a mess.
Yeah, it was basically Kevin Nash giving him the power back because they were actually against each other at that time, and we didn't know that they were, secretly doing this.
Yeah. Okay.
Most people hated that.
Yeah, there's a good episode of Dark Side of the Ring about that.
Yeah. So, and if anybody hasn't seen the Vince McMahon thing on Netflix, I suggest you do. They do a really great job.
Oh God, it was so good.
Still gonna watch that.
Ghoul, you have to watch.
I know, I'm
that.
fucking
It's so
up.
fucking good. That dude is a psychopath.
Yep. So what I was getting to in this, the longest way possible, was that I'm surprised they didn't, like, why make it WWF? Why make him the champion? Why have the real announcers? Why have Jesse the Body? And then he's Rip.
Yes.
Like, what's the difference? No one in the world doesn't know this is Hulk Hogan.
And that's the best fucking name they could come up with. Rip.
Yeah.
Rip.
Rip him. You know what they probably said? I'm telling you, this just popped into my mind. I guarantee you it's the right answer. They probably go, well, let's relate it to you somehow. Well, how about when you rip your shirt every time before a match? When you rip your shirt off, we'll call you Rip.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. Yeah, man, hey, that works. Yeah, and then we'll say rip them. Like, we'll rip them.
And what's that fucking hand
I was gonna
thing
say
he did? Like that fucking hang loose thing, except it was like a little modified. He did something else with one of his fingers besides just the thumb and the pinky, and he was like, whew. So stupid.
Bodie and Johnny Utah didn't even do that.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so we get to this, like, it starts off, he's like fighting a jobber, such a waste of time. Then the whole plot basically is like the bad guy, like his channel's dying or something, his network, and he wants Rip. Like, there's no other options. They're talking about late night game shows. They're saying anything we could do to get this thing going again, and all he wants is someone who's already promised to another network under contract. It's the weirdest kind of story.
Well, one thing I did like in that opening match where he was just beating that, whatever that guy's
the jobber
was. Yeah. When he throws him off the ropes and he does that patented Hulk Hogan move where he lifts his legs straight up and does that high kick to the face. They did that Van Damme thing where they edited it like 4 times in a row from different camera angles, but it was so much less effective in this than it was in those Van Damme movies. It was terrible.
Are we watching it in the background?
Yeah.
Of
Oh
course.
my God. How do you have it? What are you watching it on?
Tubi.
Oh, it's on Tubi?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's no way I was paying money for this fucking movie.
You sure? I have a $50 Blu-ray I could sell you.
I'll fight you for it.
Shout out Joey Cage.
But anyway, one thing I want to say: what the fuck is Jesse Ventura wearing in this movie? Like, what is that?
So
it's like a chainmail gold.
That was kind of his shtick back then. He would wear these fucking beads and all this wild shit when he sit at ringside as the announcer. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
How about at one point when they're saying like Hogan won't go to the other network? He said his word is his bond. Do you guys remember when kids used to go, "Yo, word is bond"?
I was gonna say that.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah,
90s rap everywhere.
Yo, word is bond, bro.
What was worse, word is bond or not?
Not was way worse.
That's funny. That was on. Was that on Demolition Man? We talked about that. I said. Not became a thing in 1991 when I was a sophomore in high school, and I was over it after about 2 days because every fucking person said it. They would say blah 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 blah, not,
And I'm like, oh my God.
You're like, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Shout out Myra Gerlach. She used to do it all the time, bitch.
So he says to Hogan, I'll give you a blank check. Just sign it. Now, I guess if Chris, you know the whole backstories, did you not get Ted Turner vibes right here?
Oh, because of the WCW thing?
And they basically
now that you say that, yes, but no, when I was watching it, I didn't think about that. But yeah, that's what Ted Turner did when he was trying to lure all those people over to TNT. The network, I meant. Yeah, he was like, name your fucking price, you got it.
I think Hogan...
And they fucking all went over.
They all went. Hogan was getting $16 million a year, I remember hearing.
Oh, in like 97?
6, yeah. No, 94 he went there.
Oh, is that how early that shit started?
But then 2 years later, they were sick of him there too as a good guy, and then he went heel in 96 at Bash at the Beach.
Oh, so he was still a good guy when he first went over.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. So, what about the line he goes, I won't be there when this check clears, and he stuffs it in his mouth.
Stuffs it in his fucking mouth. And then he gets to the door and he growls.
Yeah.
And then he does that fucking hand thing.
Well, the
is that supposed to be like his calling card?
Yeah.
The fucking way he looks at those two little peons, and they're just like,
yeah, and they're
it's
so stupid.
But this movie, there's a couple of times where it does this absurd zoom close up of a character's face doing a fucking strange face. When the villain gets to the door after, and he looks at his two guys, he does this like fucking insane scowl, but the camera zooms in so fast, it's so fucking jarring. Yeah. He's like, ew.
The camera does another funny thing when Zeus is being interviewed. Like, he actually is. They show one humanistic thing about him. He's actually talking to a guy on television, because this movie tries to make Zeus come out like he kind of seems like an animal. Like
I was gonna say, like he's a feral animal is what I was gonna say. Yeah, exactly.
Like he should be in the wilderness. Like that's how they really treat him. Like he escaped a zoo or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really try to paint that of him, and then there's always that weird fine line where he acts human. You're like, oh, good, wow, look, he's calm. Like when he's about to kill Brel, and then he goes Zeus, he goes no, it's just me. He's like, oh, okay.
And what's with his fucking eyebrow thing, his unibrow,
and the one eye, like
it stops like halfway over on that one eye.
I think it's to make it look like he was bashed so hard in his eye that his eyebrow came off and his eyes crossed now. Like they really wanted to look like he was in some major injury or something.
But his eye was really crossed in real life, though, right?
I was going to ask you that. Was it like that in Friday?
It's like that in Friday, yes.
Yeah,
so that had to have been a thing. So wow, that is a great point. They played into that by shaving half of that eyebrow off, like he had trauma to that side of his face or something. Jesus, that did not even occur to me when I was watching this.
That's how it seemed, yeah.
Yep.
Kind of like, remember when Tong Po had that slash going through his hole between his eyes, down his cheek and stuff? And I guess somebody took a sword to his face. We never really talked about that in Kickboxer.
No, we didn't. You're right.
Isn't that weird? Like, Tong Po has this huge gash going across his whole face between his eyes, like diagonal. We talked for like 2 hours and somehow didn't get to a scar.
We're terrible.
God, we're just not as good as anybody else. Because, everyone else's reviews of that movie just killed ours.
I'm surprised someone didn't say, I'm surprised you didn't bring up the
scar in his eye. Yeah, sorry. What do you think of the other 90 minutes? So the camera work with him, when he was talking to the reporter and they were showing both of them, and then he goes, RIP! Like the camera jerks right to Zeus, like as if the cameraman's reacting to him yelling. Did you notice that? It was so corny.
I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, it's like, RIP! And it
wow,
just shoots over to him only. It's like the weirdest thing.
I would say I'll look out for that the next time I watch this, but there's not going to be a next time.
You're giving away your rating now, Chris. We don't do that here.
Oh,
how about that rip hits so hard that if he stomps the inside of a car door he's in,
it looks like golf balls.
And the car will go off course and swerve into the other lane.
So he's kicking the shit out of that door from inside, and when they show it from the outside, it's these tiny little perfect circular dents, like someone was hitting a golf ball going 1,000 miles an hour. But the boots he was wearing wouldn't make these perfect little circular dents all over the door.
They look like cowboy boots almost.
Yeah, he's like fucking smashing the TV and just fucking destroying everything he possibly can.
Let's talk about some good things. Is there any, like, how about the action of this movie? Let's get to the limo fight.
He just goes, no.
He throws a guy through the windshield, and it breaks like a plate glass window.
I was going to say it breaks like paper mache.
Doesn't work like that. Much like Friday 3. He throws another guy through the car windows. They're not dead, I guess. And what does he do to the one guy?
He beats him with the pipe, and then he throws him on top of the roof.
Into the moon roof.
Yeah. It's funny, all those henchmen, when they like do this zoom after he's like going towards the guy who is driving, all the actors who played those guys are having to hold still, like they're like cartoon, like I'm hurt. Like the dude in the roof, you see his two legs stiff right out. The guy in the window is trying so hard to have one leg like this and another one raised up. He's trying so hard to keep it balanced, like he's just like rigor mortis basically. It's ridiculous.
Well, when that limo finally comes to a halt, Hogan jumps straight up out of that like a fucking ninja. Yeah, just like springs.
It's like it's coming out of there like Freddy Krueger shoots out of the deck in Nightmare 2.
Exactly.
You couldn't do this.
Right.
He grabs that Asian guy just by the hair and lifts the guy completely straight up off the ground.
Is that a tactic you'd
Like,
use?
is he supposed to be the Incredible Hulk? See what I did there?
Aha.
Wow, that's so... Because it... Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. So let's also not gloss over the fact that these guys treat wrestling like it's real.
That was... Okay. So the opening match in this movie pretty much seemed like a standard wrestling match. But after this... It's like it all becomes real, even off scene, like when Hogan's watching the shit on TV and he's like getting like really mad, like, and then they go and it's like it turns into almost like the beginning days of what Ultimate Fighting Championship was.
Right.
The fights after that. It ceases to become wrestling anymore.
It's not entertainment anymore. It is all real.
Right.
Like you have to be good enough to beat Zeus.
Bizarre, yeah.
Yeah, you have to be good enough to beat Zeus. They're like, oh, aren't we just going to predetermine the winner here? Like, what do you mean?
Right.
Nope, he's really good. You have to try to beat him. Oh, okay. So that's like a weird aspect. And one of the guys, the guy that Hogan fought that I said is the jobber, that first match, that's one half of Axe and Smash Demolition. I learned
that the other night when I was doing research. It said he was one of the Demolition.
Yeah, who were not big. I don't know. I never got into them.
Well, they were kind of popular.
They were kind of like fake versions of Hawk and Animal, though, right? Legion of Doom.
Yes, or you're right. Yeah. So and then eventually they added a third guy. It was Axe Smash and then Doom, I think was his name. Axe Smash and Doom.
Axe Smash.
I'm 95% sure that was right. No. People are yelling at me right now. It was Crush.
That's it.
Crush.
I knew it. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
So he pulls the limo driver out of his seat, and his pants and the bottom of his jacket are sopping wet.
It looks like he sat down in a puddle of motor oil because his whole ass and about 8 to 10 inches up his jacket was completely soiled.
Now listen, my daughter's onesie looks like that sometimes. That's when she explodes and it goes through the diaper and it goes all. It's a nightmare. Trust me, it'll happen to everybody. But yeah, this is a grown man, and unless he's shitting water out of his ass, I don't understand what's happening.
I was so mind blown when he said, "What's that smell?" and he said, "Dookie." I was like, "That's supposed to be shit." Like, that blew my mind.
I just love how when Hogan grabs him, he's making like
my
fucking
god.
rabid dog noises, like
Yeah.
and then he goes, "What's that smell, Dookie?" And then Hogan looks around and goes, "Dookie." It's like it's funny because it's so bad, but that's not what they were going for.
Yeah.
Who laughed at that? Is what I'm trying to figure out.
I laughed at how absurd it was the way he said it.
Oh my god.
You're laughing for all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, I was just not expecting that to be the response at all. That was so bizarre.
Dookie.
Dookie. So how about when Hogan, like, talk about things that will never happen again? They hire a woman to work for the network, I guess, and the way Hogan's staring at her ass as she walks around the table, and all he's doing is like this lustful gawking the entire time.
He's literally eye fucking her.
Like, it couldn't be more obvious to every single one in that board meeting.
God, she's so hot.
Yeah?
She was in Lionheart at the pool scene.
Really? Pool scene? You're right. She's in something we reviewed.
I know. I thought it was Lionheart, but now you have me second guessing myself. It's the one where the guy falls in the pool and gets all tangled up in that pool liner under the water.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, Lethal Weapon.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay. I knew it was something
Wait,
that
but
we
is
were...
she in that? Let me see.
Yeah, she's one of the two girls in the pool scene.
Did we say that?
Yes, because I said I knew her best from that Gene Wilder, Richard Pryor comedy called No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Lethal Weapon.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
Because she's one of the main villains in See No Evil, Hear No Evil, which I've seen a million times, and she shows up in that movie.
She's in Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Which episode?
It doesn't say unless I really click into it.
No, she's awesome, dude.
The Last Seduction 2, 1999. You might want to watch that.
Like, or porn.
I think she's on the cover. She is.
Gotta type that into my phone so I remember.
Yeah, it looks like her 90s went well into those Skinamax type movies.
Oh my God.
It does.
Yeah.
What I'm doing tonight?
In Dark Places, The Profiler, Hard Evidence,
Yeah.
Criminal Passion,
Black Scorpion.
Black Cocks and White Chicks. This is stupid. Ooh, she don't look that good anymore.
Well, fuck, dude. It was 35 years ago.
Well, I don't even know what this is from, but I'm looking at some screen caps. She don't look good. If you look at IMDb... Oh, she looks good in See No Evil, though.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I know her from, man.
Wow. Yeah, so anyway, yeah, Hogan is... And listen, I'm not some, like, politically correct guy. I don't care. But I'm just saying, like, it's... The way he's looking at her, you just... That'll never happen again. So enjoy it, guys, for that one moment of this horrible movie. So...
Well, his character in this movie in general is the complete opposite of what he's like in real life.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be the ultimate good do-gooder, cares about everyone, puts himself last.
Why is he such an amazingly good, cuddly guy in this entire movie unless he's fucking murdering someone? Like, is that all he does? Act really sweet and nice and then fuck people up every single chance he gets?
Yep.
That's all he does. I'm a really nice guy unless I'm throwing pies at your face.
Dude, oh my god.
What? Who wrote this? Who wrote a scene where I'm going to throw 17 pies into a fucking
god.
armed robber's face?
Oh my god. I was like, at one point I was like, what the fuck am I watching?
That was his ammunition for trying to get rid of these two guys that were holding up the place with guns, throwing pies at them.
Like, what is this, fucking killer clowns from outer space? Like, it's ridiculous. I was.
Oh my god!
There was so much jarring shit in this movie.
And it's one of those moments where nothing they stole would have amounted to the damage that he inflicted on this establishment. Right? Like, when do we talk about other movies like that where, like, just to get the bad guys, they fucking destroyed half the city? What was that, Lethal Weapon that we said that, or maybe something?
That, Speed, probably, Point Break.
Speed, for sure.
That's
yeah.
it. Speed.
Just when they're on that bus, destroying all those cars.
He just wanted $20 million, so we'll make $81 million worth of damage and not give him the 21.
Yeah, and your taxpayers are all gonna have to pay for it.
Yeah, right. Now, they go to this bar, this dingy, disgusting, white trash, fucking raunch fest dive bar that is, I guess, exists. I'm sure there's a lot of these things.
Absolutely exists.
Yeah.
Not far from me, actually.
Now, do you guys remember when we reviewed Lionheart? How long ago was this? Oh, 4 weeks ago. And
Yes.
oh, should we give people a peek behind the curtain, guys?
4 weeks times 8, maybe.
That review was from May. I'm glad you didn't notice, though. Anyway, you heard it in what, January? So anyway, remember when I told you all way back then when Lionheart fought the guy in the racquetball room with that big window?
Uh-huh.
That guy is straight out of No Holds Barred.
Did you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Now do you know what I mean? Do you remember he was like a grizzly, hairy, fucking white trash loser?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, okay, fuck.
It's like they pulled him out of this movie. What do you guys think about this place and the bathroom and the waitress and everybody?
Well, why does the waitress keep snorting like she does?
Yeah.
Maybe she's related to Owen. My name's Owen. I'm gonna drive you to Wichita. People train don't run out of Wichita. You gotta go to
People train run out Stubbville.
Stubbville. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. Get your lazy butt. Sorry, I'm just trying to talk about a better movie. Anyway. Hey, so what about Neil? Do you think that... Oh, hey, speaking of Neil...
Neil Page?
Yes. What is that noise?
I was going to say, what's going on? I heard it sounds like a fan or something.
Oh, my heat's on. My bad.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna shut the vent.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't want you to freeze down there.
No,
I
I got
thought
my
someone
space heater. No, it's fine. No, I didn't even realize until you said I got a moment of quiet. I was like, shit.
It's like...
Yeah, I thought someone turned a fucking fan on.
Yeah, I shut the vent. Can you hear it now?
Not as much.
A little bit. It's not bad.
Yeah, it'll turn off in a little bit. My bad.
Who's a worse bedmate to have, Del Griffith or Rip? Like, this guy...
Del Griffith.
Are you sure? Could you imagine sleeping in an asshole next to you is doing push-ups and the bed is shaking like it is when a 303-pound man is trying to do...
I love the illusion, though, when that bed is shaking, what they're trying to imply there.
Oh, and then when she looks over, she peeks and it looks like two ass cheeks.
Yep.
Right.
And it's his heels. I'm sorry, are kids supposed to, like, do they get a crack out of this or what? Like, what's happening here?
Well, I mean, yeah, they clearly want you to think that he's ripping one out there. You see what I did?
No, I don't think you're right. He's not ripping. It looks like he was fucking someone else, right?
No, I mean, when she's laying there and the bed's like gyrating all over the place, I assumed they wanted you to think he was beaten off because he wanted her so bad, but he wasn't going to go through that.
I didn't even go there because I always knew the ending of the ass cheek joke. So I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's right. Like Teen Wolf. Yeah, definitely. He was jerking off. So they do that. And then after that, what kind of an asshole gets up at his height and weight and jumps on the bed to go to sleep? How did you think that was going to end? Who does that?
Do you remember in Rocky 3 when they introduced Thunderlips? They go, standing nearly 7 feet, weighing 390 pounds. 390!
Yeah.
But he did look that big against Stallone, though.
Oh, God, yeah. I didn't question it.
The way he gets into bed, though, how the fuck? Who just goes leans back and then just falls back into their bed like that too? Like, what the fuck?
Falls back? He jumped in.
That's what I mean. Like, falls, jumped either way. Like, yeah, who does that?
He jumped in from like 3 feet and landed on it. What else?
Is that not how you get in your bed at night? You jump up.
He has a diving board to get into his bed.
Like, I go in there like a ninja. Like, I don't want her to wake up. I don't want her to notice I'm doing anything. What was this? He's just insanely annoying.
But what about, hold on, when they were still at that white trash bar and those two network guys, the one guy asks the guy, goes, "Excuse me, pal, where do I go to bleed the old lizard?" Bleed.
Bleed, that sounds gross, dude.
Exactly.
Not drain.
Yeah, this bar is...
And that fucking bathroom when they walk in. The first trough.
Yeah.
It's overflowing with piss and what appears to be feces.
Disgusting.
You guys ever see a movie Kingpin?
Oh, yeah.
1,000 times. We have to review that.
Oh, God, we don't even have that ready for this year. Next.
That movie's incredible, dude.
Remember when Cousin Eddie was shitting in the urinal?
Yep.
And then, what's the deal? Yeah, the bathroom, but like also when they're in there, all these characters. What's the deal with the fucking little midget dude in the cage? Just,
Up in the cage,
yeah.
Just
What is
chucking
his
peanuts.
deal?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he's like writing things on the board, like he's like, "Hey, talk back." Like, what the fuck
Right.
is this place?
Who wrote this?
It's like right, a hack.
A hack.
And the main network guy, when he was doing the ring announcing, he said, "Welcome to the most exciting spectacle in the history of televised sports." And I'm like, what? This fucking tireless shit.
Oh.
That's not exciting.
They didn't even have an audience as far as other than the fucking people sitting at the fucking bar.
Right. If it was that exciting, wouldn't more people have been around? And they weren't even looking.
Now, I realize if you televise something like that, people will tune in to watch just because of the sheer ridiculousness of it. But it was just fucking absurd.
Yeah.
And
I did like Zeus's entrance, though.
Oh, the dude gets
The spectacle they made of his entrance.
But the one dude getting out of the shitter though, like you hear him take a gnarly ass shit,
Right.
and then he gets out. I'm just like,
Why is he soaking wet?
like, you have to be a real piece of shit to sit on a toilet in that place. Like, kid only knows what
Well,
fucking
did
disease
you
he's getting.
fucking see that guy?
Oh, he didn't think twice.
And they see the door that says VD room.
Right, yeah, VD room on the wall, yeah. I just like how Zeus walks in, he grabs that white bitch by her face and lifts her straight
God.
up in the air.
Why did he grab her by the... What was she going to say to him?
Why did he? Chicks love that shit, dude.
Oh, I know. But what was she going to say to him?
Well, yeah, exactly, right.
She was like, "Excuse me, what? What were you going to... Is there a problem?" And why would you want to correct him out of everybody? And what is he doing that's so bizarre compared to this rest of this fucking place? Like, I don't even understand the point of that. But it was great. He like lifts her and he like drops her into a bucket, like a barrel of peanuts.
It's funny you mentioned his Zeus's intro though, because I've never seen this obviously, but about like, I don't know, maybe a year ago, I saw this reel that one of the dudes who directed VFW made like a sizzle reel of a movie he wanted to make about like basically like just like gangs and like violence in New York. Basically like the Warriors mixed with this kind of shit. And he made like a sizzle reel, so he took clips of a bunch of movies and put them together like the vibe that he wanted to set. And the clip of Zeus barging through the door and his silhouette in the blue was in that, and I was like, the whole time I was like, what the fuck is this movie?
Oh,
and I
really?
saw that,
Wow.
and I was like, whoa, finally!
You finally found it in this pile of shit. Wait, I
Literally.
think we're watching it right now.
Yeah,
Is that the part?
yeah. He just,
Can you rewind that a little bit or no?
I could
Is
try.
it no, it is, because look,
Yeah,
they're seeing him. Red.
Also, I love how he's still wearing his prison shirt.
Yeah, I was gonna say the way he's dressed here compared to like how they make him all official like instantly after this.
Yeah, his outfits are wild.
His outfits are like so thought out. Like, but how about this? You have all the time in the world. Do you know that this movie was written by Vince McMahon and Hulk Hogan in a hotel room for 72 hours? They just went there and they never left.
Didn't someone else write it, and
Oh,
then they didn't
yeah.
like the script, and then they rewrote it?
That's it.
That's what it was. Yeah.
You're right. He did that, then they rewrote it. Yes.
If you would have told me that they wrote this from scratch in 72 hours, I would have totally believed you.
Yep. Yeah, this seems like they just locked themselves in a hotel room with lots of booze and drugs and just went nuts.
We should do that, all three of us.
We could probably come up with something better than this, I'm sure.
I'm sure. Dude, I came up with my movie on the fly.
True.
And when Zeus is fighting that guy the first time you see Zeus, it switches back to Hogan, and he's sitting with the black trainer, and the guy tells him that he used to train Zeus back in the day. And then it cuts back to the TV, and the announcer goes, "Never in the history of sports have I seen such incredible competition." I'm like, what?
So stupid. My movie's better than this, right? Friday the 13th, 9 Lives. It's better than this, right?
I'm not trying to suck up to you, but your movie is 1,000 times better than
I've watched 9 Lives, like, I watched it twice, and then I've listened to the commentary, and this is, yeah.
And you couldn't do that here, right?
No.
Okay, good. See, he has it playing again, but if you notice, he's not looking at his TV.
Exactly.
Right.
It's strictly for the review.
Alex, did you know my friend Gary was the first person to comment on your YouTube video when you posted that movie?
Really?
Yep.
Wow. I wonder what he said.
First comment.
How about, so like my point was, they have all this time to write this, right? They could go through rewrites, they could talk to their friends, talk to their family, talk to other wrestlers, and the best title they could come up with for this the network show is The Battle of the Tough Guys.
It's such an asswipe name.
The Battle of the Tough Guys. Like, you couldn't call it Rage in the Cage or like Hell in the Cell. Well, I know I'm stealing things from real wrestling, but
Bash in the Bar.
Bash in the Bar. There you go. You know, like, you called it The Battle of the Tough Guys. Like, that's what you write. That's like the holding place name, right?
Terrordome was better.
Right, Terrordome. Anything.
That's what you would put in the notes or the script when you couldn't think of something, and then he's just like, "We'll just call it Battle of the Tough Guys
For now, we'll fill it in later."
Right.
But they, like, and the guys who are about to film are like, "Are we calling this Fill It In Later?" No. What does it say? What's the other thing it says? Battle of Tough Guys. Yes, that's what it is.
It's like those like generic like things like when you watch like a TV show or something. It's like characters like, "Oh, what do we call ourselves as villains?" Like, "We're Evil Incorporated" or some dumb shit like that.
That's
like,
even better. How did they cast all these lowlives? What were they asking for in the cattle call here?
Literal human cattle.
If you're human trash, white trash fucking loser, we need you.
That one guy that fights Zeus, that big fucking fat bearded hairy guy with the overalls on. Ghoul, you won't get this reference. Alex, you will though. Do you remember from Super Punch-Out, the first guy you fought, Canadian Bear Hugger? That big fucking bearded guy with the over. That's exactly who you reminded me of when they showed him.
Amazing.
Yeah.
But so they try to build up Zeus. They say that he killed a kid in the ring after the bell, and he went to prison.
Yeah.
So again, wrestling's real in this world. Zeus was fighting and the bell rang, and he's like Chong Li. He just like twisted his head or something.
Yeah, he's so ice cold.
So what do you think of Zeus's fighting? Like, we talked about, again, Lionheart I'm going to reference. Remember how we said, like, that final guy, I forgot what his name, Matilda or whatever the hell his name was?
No idea.
He was petting the white cat. Remember that guy?
Oh, yeah, Inspector Gadget, yeah.
We said he had no, like, discernible fighting skills. All he did was kind of, like, punch Van Damme over and over again. Zeus couldn't be more robotic and stiff. This guy has nothing.
I know.
Do you know that they... Well, Ghoul probably doesn't even know this. Ghoul, do you know that they wanted... I don't know if it was to promote this so much or whatever, but do you realize that they pulled Zeus into WWF in SummerSlam night?
I did not know that.
Oh, no, I didn't know that. What I read was that they thought this movie was going to be a hit, and they thought it would build up to a Hogan versus Zeus match in WrestleMania the following spring, but this movie flopped so bad that those plans completely fell through.
Oh wow, I didn't know that at all.
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy. Holy shit.
I remember when this came out when I was 13 years old. I saw the commercials on TV, and even though I was still into wrestling back then, I was like, nope, I'm not watching that. It looks fucking awful.
Really?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I wonder if I saw this in theater.
That's why I didn't watch this, because I was 13 and I thought it looked fucking terrible.
Really? Wow, I can't believe you had such a good read on things at that age. You know what's funny? I watched this as a kid with no problem. I didn't think anything was wrong with this movie.
Well, that's yeah, of course not.
Isn't that amazing? I watched this like it was no. I was like, yeah, wow, No Holds Barred. Yeah, it's good. And when it came to Blu-ray, I was like, yeah, that was a good movie. Isn't that weird? I had no idea how bad this was. Even whenever this came out on Blu-ray, like when I was 35.
Oh my god. So, okay, before this week, when is the last time you saw this movie?
God, maybe 8 years ago. Oh, whenever it came to Blu-ray, if anybody could find that date, that's when I probably watched it once. And that is it.
So the last time you watched this, were you like, this isn't that bad?
I don't know if I was like, man, this wasn't like it was when I was a kid. Like, I don't know if that even occurred to me. I can't remember.
It says the Blu-ray came out in April of 2014.
What, again, 2014, the year I met Hogan. That's weird.
Yeah.
There you go. That's probably the last time I said 8 years. Probably about that.
So we end up in a foundry again in this movie.
Oh, you stole my line. I was going to say, cool. How happy were you about the foundry scene?
Not only that, but Zeus's outfit is almost like, what's his name, Bennett's in Commando. He's got the chainmail and the black pants.
Holy crap.
Dude,
And it's in
that
a
fucking outfit he shows. Are you talking, wait, which part are you talking about?
when he first goes to the foundry, he's wearing the chainmail.
Is that when he has those huge shoulder things?
No,
Or
that's
the end, right?
That's the main match.
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's got chainmail and black pants like Bennett from Commando. It's crazy.
I'll never forget our Cobra review where Chris was like, what the hell's a foundry?
I didn't know what the fuck a foundry was. I always thought of that as like a warehouse or something.
They always had the foundries around this time. In the 80s, totally 80s. Yeah, that it's weird. Like, I want to talk about these fights, but is there anything to really talk about?
No, the fights themselves are very underwhelming.
Yeah. And the guy that he fights here, the weirdest part about this one is when he takes him down, he just keep hitting him on the shoulders and but then the guy's going lower and lower, and then eventually they do a far out shot where the dude is on his knees in front of Zeus's dick, and Zeus is just like, yeah, and it's like, what the fuck?
Well, then he starts screaming because he wants to keep being void of human characteristics.
Is this the match where the opponent has the giant hammer?
Yeah,
Like a big wrench or something, right?
What the fuck?
It is so absurd.
It's so ridiculous. And that's the part where Randy, Rip's brother, goes to visit or watch.
That one's way down.
Is that way later? Okay.
But it's it's virtually the same setting.
Okay. That's why.
Exactly. I think they ran out of money for different fight sets. They're very bare bones on their arenas.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I forgot the big helicopter scene.
Oh my god.
There's old WWF videos of the making of this movie and stuff like that, and Hogan talks about this scene like it's this big moment.
The helicopter part? Oh my god, dude.
It's it wasn't that great, dude.
It's just him and fucking the other dude staring at each other.
I was gonna say, yeah, they just stared
actually that's 90% of this movie is Zeus and Rip making snarling faces and growling.
Is it why make Rip a pussy here? This guy challenges him and all you do is stare at him silently? What is that? You totally caused your brother to get his ass kicked, this girl to get kidnapped, everything because you couldn't man up. You could kick a door and make a car swerve into another lane. You could jump through the roof of a car.
Made a guy shit himself.
He made a guy shit himself just by watching you lift a man up by his hair.
Right, yeah.
But yet you can't fight this guy? He was that crazy to you when you saw him on TV?
Yeah, there's no reason for him to not want. And it's funny too because when he sees him on the TV, he he has this general disgust look on his face. Like, he's like, I want to fucking kill this guy. But he does nothing about it till his brother gets fucking almost murdered.
And his girlfriend almost gets raped. Like, and they're the whole biker scene where he follows the guy on the bike, rides him into the and into the street. He's on the front of his bike, jams on the brakes.
What does he say? He says something ridiculous when the guy's stuck on the front of his motorcycle. It's like you meet Harley and Harley meets Tree or something like that.
Something about Tree.
It lands like a fucking fart. It's terrible,
dude. The writing.
I just thought it was insane that the chick gets jumped in this parking garage by this guy out of nowhere. Then they cut to Hogan on a motorcycle, and when they cut back to the parking garage, the guy's got the girl on the ground with her legs spread wide open, her shirt ripped open, and he's gonna like fuck her right there. And Hogan comes riding up on that motorcycle in broad daylight, and Hogan's like, "You better run for your life."
it is.
And the guy's like, the guy who's getting ready to rape this woman yells at Hogan, "You're crazy, man!"
Yeah, he's the one who's
he's the crazy one.
Yeah,
this movie is written like it's written by a person who thinks they know what movies are like.
And
like
when Hogan goes back to check on the girl after he rammed the guy into the tree with the motorcycle, he goes back to check on the woman, and he goes, "Sammy, are you okay? God, I hate it when you're hurt." And I'm like, what? What do you have to compare this
What's
to?
your other reference?
What do you mean, God, I hate it when you're hurt?
Oh, was she already smacked by Brel?
He had already.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That network dude just backhanded the fuck out of her.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about this. So she's what do you call those? A
slut?
Well, sort of. She's hired by Brel to like seduce him and I guess get him to his network or something. It was all like she doesn't really work. I don't know. I guess she really got hired.
I know what you're saying. I can't think of the right word to use in this instance.
Yeah, and they telegraphed that poorly because until that lead up, I thought she was like his like assistant or like his like PR like manager or some shit.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
She's hired as that, but she's really doing undercover work.
I didn't get that at all. I was like, wait, is that supposed to be a big twist? It just didn't land.
It did not. Is that funny? It didn't land.
Yeah,
like
not at all.
They wrote this movie like I think this is how movies are. It's weird, right? Like, because they really do hit all the beats. This movie hits all the beats.
Yeah. But the execution is fucking horrific.
Piss poor. Yeah.
And it's weird because they clearly have the money. They clearly put a lot into the casting. Like, the casting, I'm going to say, is top notch. Like, even Hogan, he really is the right person for this. I don't think he did a good job. I don't think he really knows how to act. But
really, what made you think that?
The part where he said, "I hate when you're hurt." Like, it's weird. He is the perfect person, and Zeus is a great villain. He really is. He's not a good fighter or anything else.
Zeus, I will give that. He is a very fucking intimidating looking person, that's for sure. But in the scope of this movie, with what he had to work with, and I'm sure the direction he was being given, he was terrible. Yeah. But that's not his fault.
Yeah, he was just doing his job.
Right.
Yeah, and I'll say even Brel is awesome just because he's fucking so unhinged and
he's so over the top.
Chewing the scenery, I guess is the phrase. But
1,000%, dude. Yeah,
he's giving it his all. He's going all out. He knows what he's doing. You know, all that stuff. Does it work for Brel?
I think it does to a certain extent, but they push it too far, in my opinion. He comes off as too cartoonish.
He's clearly the best actor in this movie, right? Even though we know what he's also doing that, but we know that he knows that he's doing that.
Yeah, I would say in what Chris was kind of saying, yeah, it's as cartoonish. The most cartoonish part of it is basically the end when they kidnap her and like force him to throw the match. Otherwise, what, they're gonna kill her or something?
Yeah, what are we watching? Kickboxer?
Right. It's like again, like you said, Alex. This is just someone who saw all these movies and then put them all together, and then was like, "I did something, yay!" And it was.
What's weird though is Kickboxer was 89, right?
Right. So this could not have been. This could not have piggybacked off of.
But yeah, the kidnapped girl to do so as like a motive is always that's like a trope.
Right.
Right. Like, but it's exactly Kickboxer. Like, you want brother live? Let Tong Po punish you all the rounds. Understand? Huh? Freddie Lee.
Dude, that is fucking exactly how you did it on that show. That is insane that you have that like memorized and that cadence.
What is the woman's name in this movie? The main. Oh yeah, Samantha, Sammy, whatever they call her.
Sam.
I would never have been able to tell you that.
They should have had Zeus say, "You bleed like Sam." Sam, good fuck.
Can you imagine if Zeus raped her? How wild would that be?
Jesus.
Oh, this movie would have doubled in the ratings for me.
Unfucking real.
Stupid.
Oh my god.
So did we get to the part yet when Hogan shows up at that gym and there's all the mirrors and he's like, Zeus! Zeus! Zeus!
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, the part when he sees the what he thinks is Zeus in the mirror, that shit's actually kind of creepy.
It is.
Ghoul, have you seen Conan the Destroyer?
Is that the second one?
Yeah.
I have.
So this scene reminded me of that a lot. And Alex, you obviously know what scene I'm talking about.
Oh God. Please. I saw it 5,000 times.
He runs over and smashes the fucking mirror, just like Michael Myers smashed the hospital door in Halloween 2.
Can you believe I actually forgot we do this?
I didn't even ask him if he had one.
Good. You forgot too.
Dude,
Good.
I just thought about that. You always ask me.
Yeah, he forgot we do this. We're still...
He just probably assumed there's no fucking way from this movie we can get a Halloween 2 reference.
No.
And then Hogan picks up what appears to be like a 60-pound dumbbell and throws it like a baseball. Like it's like made of...
No. He throws a bar that you put plates on. You mean through the camera?
Yeah, I thought he picked up like a handheld dumbbell, like a 60-pound dumbbell. I know he did.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he did. But I thought he threw a bar through the little hole.
Oh, okay. Okay. He probably did, but I know he picked up a dumbbell and just threw it over his shoulder like it was a baseball, like it was nothing.
Oh yeah.
But he's all like that Zeus training gym is so weird. Like the way he fucking.
The TV on, constantly talking about the worms are not good enough for you.
You're not good enough for you.
Dude, how many, it's weird. As a kid, I never realized it. I've seen this, admittedly, 10 times.
Wow.
That's wild.
Listen, mostly before 30.
That's fair.
Mostly 15 years old, I think. 14,
okay.
12, something like that. But, I never noticed that they just... Think about this. This is a movie. Let's not forget this. It's not like...
I know.
It definitely has people acting in it.
No. What I'm saying is, you have all the time in the world, and you have... It's not like you have to come up with shit on the spot. You're sitting there for 6 fucking weeks with the script in your hands, and the only thing that you could seem to keep playing... I feel like I'm watching... Oh, you blew it! I could have said, I felt like I'm watching Halloween 2, where he just keeps saying, to repeat. Chestnut in Fifth is people in cars, jam.
You could say it, dude.
No, but that's the natural one. It's funny, I always come up with the natural one right after
it's
you
even
guys.
Better when it's fun when we all get one in. It's nice. Alex, you're allowed to be in it on it. It's nice. Just convert.
But the reason is because in this movie, he keeps saying, Rip said the worm. You're not good enough for the worms are too good for you. Or whatever. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then he goes, the maggots would gag on your rotting corpse. I'm like, oh, wow, okay. He has a couple. So there's probably like a 30-minute video that goes on, right? Nope. He goes to the next room. Rip said the worms.
It's the same
aren't
two
good enough
things,
for you.
yeah.
And then later on, Rip said the worms aren't good. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Do you guys write anything else?
Also, if we have anything known on from the helicopter sequence, Rip doesn't have shit to say about fucking Zeus because he didn't say a fucking word.
Nothing. He has nothing to say.
It's
absolutely zero. Right.
Yeah.
It is mind-boggling.
Yeah.
Where they just didn't fill in the gap for the tough guys and they didn't fill in the gap for the worms.
Nope.
5 or 6 times I hear about the worms aren't good enough for him.
Yeah, but yeah, that shot of him Zeus standing in the mirror when he Rip first was there, that was like a jump scare to me. I was like, whoa, that is just really creepy to me. Like, you see this giant fucking scary dude just there waiting like battle pose. I'm like, that was fucking creepy. But
I'm glad this movie got a rise out of you.
Yeah,
is this when Rip goes to the hospital, the bedside of his brother? Is it his nephew, right?
Oh, his big
brother.
acting scene, yeah. Oh, but by the way, he talks about this in that thing I talked about. Oh yeah, this is his big moment. The helicopter was a big thing, but this is his big acting moment.
Was this actually supposed to be emotional for people to watch? I'm being serious. Were they really trying to pull off real emotion?
He compared it to Rocky holding Mickey's hand on the deathbed.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
I'm done.
That's brilliant.
We went, Mick, we got
This character of the brother who's in like 3 scenes, and we're supposed to feel like this is like the death of Apollo Creed here.
Oh yeah, we are. No, Mickey. At least Mickey. Now, does his brother not have the fucking creepiest eyes?
He does look a little weird.
Is that not the fucking creepy looking guy?
Yeah.
When he looks into the camera, I guess, his eyes are creepy.
I didn't notice that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really?
They look kind of like soulless. He looks kind of like he's got like a serial killer vibe.
He does.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. The movie stopped. Are we talking about this longer than the movie?
It's on Tubi, so I got ads.
Oh.
You have no idea how painful this was to watch on Wednesday.
Tubi's ads are hella short, though.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't even get them that often. Sometimes but Wednesday,
when they hit, it's usually just like fucking out of nowhere. It's like there's no rhyme or reason for it on Tubi.
Watching this on Wednesday was tough, dude. Like I was getting them every like fucking 20 minutes. It was tough.
So what was more iconic? When Chong Li was training and he was breaking those big blocks of ice, or when Zeus was punching cinder blocks?
I thought, honestly, him punching cinder blocks was cool, but yeah, no, I immediately thought, yeah, breaking the ice. Any training montage where they show the villain doing something outrageous, and then the one thing I don't understand is, like, so they said the fight's in 2 weeks, so fucking they somehow bring his brother back from borderline paralysis in 2 weeks?
Yeah, oh yeah, they let you out that early when you're paralyzed. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, they do that.
Can you imagine being strong enough to punch cinder blocks and they turn into like fucking granulated sugar instantly? That's unfucking believable, dude.
Yeah.
So they lift a note out of Rocky 2, I think, this training montage when they committed. So in this movie, so of course in a real movie like Rocky 2, you get to a moment where Rocky finally gets his shit together and he actually trains for the fight. But in this movie, Rip never trains for the fight and then still is good enough to fight the guy. So they kind of flipped it on your head.
What a twist.
That's amazing, right? Rip can just help his brother rehabilitate and still be a fucking gigantic monster who's not even human hardly. Like
that fucking outfit that Zeus comes out in. Alex, Ghoul, you've probably never seen this. Alex, did you ever see that Flash Gordon movie from 1980?
Yes, once though. I wouldn't remember anything. Yeah.
That fucking thing he's wearing looks something like straight out of that movie. That absurd, cheesy fucking movie. Yeah.
Almost like a He-Man type fucking outfit. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll fast forward. Burrell kidnaps Samantha. I thought he was going to kidnap the brother, like in the wheelchair, just like Kickboxer, but I guess they didn't see Kickboxer yet. So they didn't do that.
Nutsu cow.
Nutsu cow. So yeah, Brell kidnaps the Samantha and says, "You make it look good," just like Kickboxer. So it's weird that we can't accuse them of stealing this because it came out the same year. I guess this was just a big year for kidnapping people and telling the guy to make it look good and then still lose. I guess 89 was the year you do that. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, kidnapping people in general and using them as bait. I mean, they did it in Halloween 5. You know what I mean?
Oh, with Roger Podacter, yeah.
Well, yeah. And I was just saying the 89 thing, yeah, like...
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah, it's just a trend. The theme of the year, kidnap them and use them as bait.
Did Jason kidnap anybody in Jason Takes Manhattan?
No, but those thugs kidnapped the main girl.
Oh, shit. And they pumped her full of heroin and tried to fuck her brains out.
And if you want to go with the trifecta, Dream Master, Nightmare 5, Freddy's trying to basically kidnap...
Whoa, hold on. Dream Master's Part 4.
Oh, my bad. Dream Child.
Okay.
That's because That was because I just watched Dream Master last week, as you guys heard.
Right.
A Dream Child, he's trying to basically kidnap the soul of Alice's kid. Big year for kidnapping, 89.
Yeah, big year.
Notice how I'm talking about all other movies besides this one.
We're just trying to talk about other, and these aren't even good movies, but now they are when you talk about it.
If we're going to Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5 instead of talking about this movie, that tells you how bad this movie is.
But guess what, Chris? We're going to fight the WWF champion. I guess the belt's on the line. I don't know how he's allowed to fight this guy because he's under contract.
Well, I was going to say, what are the stakes here?
I don't even know. How are you allowed to fight him, though? It doesn't even make any sense because it's clearly on Brell's network. There's no way on earth that Rip is allowed to be here.
It'd be like, what'd you say, WWF versus WCW? Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. So why are these idiots, these bad guys, Ordway and whatever the other guy's name is, Unger, why are they watching this match on fucking 18 tiny TV screens? And when they're there, you're fucking there. Why aren't you at like a box seat or something with a big window? Why aren't you watching this for real? You're there. And you're watching this on TVs. You could have kidnapped this bitch, tied her up to a pipe or something in the back, and watched this. Like, what are we doing here?
I love how you go kidnap and tie her to a pipe instead of tie her to the chair that she's already sitting in.
Well, a chair, she could, like, move her legs. And...
Oh, I know. It's just funny. I just, like, tie her to a pipe.
A pipe, yeah, like we normally do. Like, it's just so weird that they made it so they're watching it on TV. That's 11 inches big, right?
Yeah, it is weird.
And it's funny, they're watching the ratings as it goes. He's like, oh, we're up to a 14 now. That's not how that shit works. You can't see ratings in real time.
Yeah, exactly.
You get the fucking sheet at the end tomorrow.
Oh my god.
Hey, the guys, they're turning the channel off. Hurry up, do something so they tune back in. How would they do that if they're not watching? I don't know, but they'll guess we're doing something important again. So this girl Sam escapes somehow. These guys, the security guards, are more into the match than they are into watching the person they kidnapped.
Yeah, and it's funny because like the one security dude who's like super into it, he like, yeah, and he gets up in his chair, like flies backwards, and she has to like slowly put it back under him. I'm like, what the hell is this?
She puts it back because he would have sat on the floor.
He would have,
and then realized she's gone.
Yeah.
So Zeus is killing Hogan the whole time.
Beating the fuck out of him, too.
Actually, I have another... It's crazy, though, that scene when she's escaping, though, because then they show the guy drops his keys, and that's the thing that, like, he turns around for.
Keys.
Keys.
And it's funny, and then they realize, like, oh, get her, and they're chasing after her, and then she's getting to the elevator, and then the dude runs towards the elevator, and he slides and tries to get his hand in it, and he has his hand in it, and it still closes, just like Michael Myers in Halloween 2.
I actually thought about that. So
I had it. That was the one I had written down.
I actually thought it when I was watching the movie.
That's awesome.
Because I know that you complained how the damn door didn't open again.
Yep.
Yeah, because that's not how elevators work, dude. They open.
It's crazy to think that we probably got to that in like hour 6 of that fucking podcast.
Isn't that amazing? No one even knows the lengths we went through to provide you with that entertainment of Halloween 2 review. You guys will never understand
That was amazing.
what it took to get to what got to your ears. You'll never get it. And you won't even appreciate it. You didn't appreciate it. And you won't next year if you listen again.
Oh. Anyway, sorry, I had to get my reference in before the moment was over.
No, it's all good. We all got it now. So Zeus lifts the fucking post that holds the ropes up, and he attempts to murder her.
Again, how is this allowed?
Yeah.
You know why? Because there's no holds barred.
Oh. Well, here's the thing.
Awesome.
Even that in that disgusting, dingy bar, the guy says, "Rules? The ref's at the bar. There ain't no rules. Rules are just don't kill anybody." And that's the rules.
Yeah, and as he's saying, he's fucking picking his nose. What the fuck?
But in this variation, you can. So let's just say Hogan, for whatever reason, was knocked out or tired or couldn't move or whatever, didn't see, looking at something else, like the way he was staring at his brother in the wheelchair. Let's just say he was staring at his brother in the wheelchair at this moment, and Zeus threw the pipe and it went through his fucking neck and cut his head off. Is that okay? Is everyone just like, yeah, you won?
Yeah. Could easily do the commando thing again, throw the pipe through his chest and then tell him to let off some steam, you know?
Let off some steam, Rip. Yeah, like, why is that okay?
I have no idea.
So, you know, Sam escapes, she gets to the audience, Zeus is stepping on Hogan's fucking throat, and then he takes the time to stare over and notice...
At his brother. And his brother slightly lifts his finger. That's supposed to motivate him. Because I guess he was supposed to be paralyzed, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he slowly lifts the finger, and then that sets off Hulkamania, or whatever, Ripomania, whatever the fuck they call it.
He hulks up, just like in real life.
Yep.
The shtick does not end in the real life ring, no. Hogan, you know, if anyone doesn't know, the classic trope of Hulk Hogan in real life is that he starts off by kicking the bad guy's ass. Then somehow the bad guy gets this one thing in where Hogan is now hit, he's down, then the guy controls the match for the next 5 minutes, and then Hogan gets to a point where the guy hits him and Hogan just looks at him, he's like, and then he points to him, and he hits him again, he's not affected.
No effect, yeah.
Hits him again, then Hogan blocks the third one, punches him 3 times, throws him against the rope, gives him the leg drop, and that's the match.
But isn't it funny how as kids we bought into that hook, line, and sinker every time, dude?
But look, he's doing it!
Isn't there a thing too when he does the Hulkamania, when the opponent realizes that he's doing it? Don't they always have like this like super like scared face on?
Oh yeah, and they look at the audience.
No.
Yeah.
Because they know what's coming, yeah. But as kids, dude, even though as a child, as like a 10, 11, 12-year-old, I kind of knew it wasn't fake, but it's almost like I blocked that part out.
You mean it wasn't real?
Sorry.
It wasn't fake.
I knew it wasn't real, but I just kind of didn't want to think about that, so I just took it like it was like an actual like boxing match or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, you know, when I realized wrestling was fake, I think it's because they cut to a camera view one time. A guy had a guy in a headlock, and when he was punching him, I could see that his hands weren't really hitting his head.
Yeah, the punches were always one of the worst things.
And
like, because you could tell the guys weren't really being punched.
Yeah, and it was especially got bad like towards the era when I was watching it, where every time they would punch someone, they would stomp the ring as they were doing it to make it seem like.
Oh yeah.
Well, do you want to hear something funny? I was a professional wrestler.
Well, like in like a town circuit, like a local circuit kind of thing.
Yes, local.
What was your name?
Alcatraz.
That is a baller name, dude.
I have
That's
a whole
awesome.
YouTube channel of all my matches.
You're not. You're fucking dead serious.
No, he's not.
It was called Tears and Vomit Wrestling.
And what year was this?
2002.
Okay.
And it's all on YouTube.
I need to see that.
I need links now.
I wonder if I should post one match per day leading up to this review.
Leading up to this, please, God, please.
Perfect.
It's unbelievable. And then here's the best part. So when we recorded it all, I said something's missing from this. So even then I had that producer mentality where I said this needs commentary. So I commentated my own matches.
Yes, that's awesome.
And of course, like, I forgot to ask, like, I should have said, Steve, you should do this with me. I didn't even think of that. I just said, let me do this. And I went and did them all. So yeah, it's something.
God.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
That's fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, dude, I've been body slammed, suplex, jumped off the top ropes, all that stuff. I did all those things. And we had zero training.
Wow.
And you'll be able to tell that. So the reason I thought of that is because when I punched people, I would stomp on the floor. Like you just described.
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody did it. It's normal in wrestling.
Dude, we should bring it back, and you can have me and Chris as your.
Yeah, 45 years old. Yeah, I'll bring it back. Dude, I wouldn't be able to wait until get out of bed the next day if I did that now.
No, I definitely couldn't either.
I don't know how Hulk Hogan fought at this age.
I love how Coulson. I definitely couldn't either. And then takes a swig out of a bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, I couldn't wrestle either, man. Yeah, no kidding.
If I ran for more than 30 seconds, my heart would explode out of my fucking ribcage.
Oh, dude, I haven't ran in like 10 years at least.
Oh.
If I took off running after like 10 seconds, I'd probably fall over.
Oh God, me too at this point. I used to jump on a trampoline and go into a coughing fit for the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, dude, it's real.
The struggle is real.
I'm kind of disappointed in you two guys that you didn't mention anything about Hulk Hogan's appearance. You didn't make fun of an obvious thing about him that nobody really brings up, but it's...
Is it his hair?
Yes.
I just noticed
what
it.
do you mean no one brings up?
Well, I guess they do, but why was it so acceptable in the 80s that we had a bald guy running around?
I feel like he was like the one exception to the rule, because back then you didn't have any other like quote unquote good guys or heroes that were like balding but still trying to hold on to their hair. You either had hair or you had a shaved head.
Right.
There was none of the in between bullshit.
Yeah.
Except for Hulk Hogan.
But even if you go back to Rocky III, which was filmed in 1981, his hair on top of his head was very thin, even though he still had some. But you could see even back then that he was going to have that horseshoe, which, you know, that is the whole reason he started wearing that do-rag shit.
That's the only reason, which I'm wearing right now.
Right. As you're taking a piss.
Dude. Do you have to do this every show? Anyway,
Either that or you're fucking off.
I wish. It'd be better than reviewing this movie. No. What was I going to say? How funny is it that Hulk Hogan, half of his hair is gone.
Yeah.
However, he decided that the half that's still there, I'm going to grow it out so it hits my shoulder.
Yeah.
Is that not the weirdest concept? You have no hair on the top of your head, but I'm going to grow the sides and back out long.
If I grew my hair out right now, that is exactly what it would look like. Exactly.
Dude, you got to do it.
That's
That would fucking go.
that's why I shaved my head, dude.
You don't want to look like Bozo the Clown?
No. Plus, in addition to him being bald on top for the most part, you can tell by his remaining hair, he's got very like fine hair. Like it's like he doesn't have like thick bushy hair, even the parts where it can still grows. It's very like baby fine hair.
Yeah, there's an episode of that show, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they're watching an old Hulk Hogan match because they're going to wrestle for the troops in their thing, and they're talking about...
Oh,
like,
God! I saw that, but it's been so long
Yeah,
ago.
but the way they describe Hulk Hogan, they're like, yeah, he has the skin of a hot dog and the hair of a Chinese man. And I was like, that's probably the most accurate way they could describe it.
It's gone. Why are you still growing the rest out? It's bizarre. And I thought, man, if he comes back to WWF, no way is he going to have that hair still. I said he's definitely going to, like, shave his head or something. Nope.
He's still hanging on that shit to this day.
To this day. 2025.
It's wild, dude.
He has long hair.
And it's always cut so perfectly, like it's so squared off in the back. Part of me wonders if that's like fake, like if it's attached to that do-rag.
I was just about to say.
Well, there are some times that when you look at Hogan's fake or back of his hair, it does look too perfectly. It looks fake.
That's what I'm saying. Right. It looks like a weave almost or something.
Right. I don't know anymore what's going on with his hair.
I mean, he's in his 70s.
Yeah, I'm just glad he's still alive. Yeah, so Hulk does this whole hulking up thing. And are you watching the movie again? Where are we now? In the first match?
We're right towards the end, really.
Oh, you forwarded it again? Oh, no, commercials. Right.
Naturally got here, yeah. His brother's fucking crying.
Look, right there. His brother leaps out of his chair. If you barely moved a fucking finger just now, explain to me how a guy who's paralyzed from the neck down could jump out at Zeus. And what's your plan?
I was about to say, what's
your end game?
I was going to say, what is Zeus doing by going up to the stairs? What is his plan?
Wow, you're right. Why is he...
What was he going to do?
What was he going to do when he got to the top of the stairs?
Yeah.
Wow, you're right, dude. And he kicks Randy in the chest.
And he knocks his fucking girlfriend over too, I think, right? I wasn't looking at the time when he just jumped. But the best part is they keep him on the ground. Like they don't put him back in his fucking chair. The brother, they don't put him back in his chair.
Of course not. Yeah, there's no time for that. Fuck him. This is just weird, man. So yeah, Zeus kicks him. So the fight goes on to the upper levels. Brel is watching Zeus get his ass kicked while he's destroying his own office up there. Like, because that's going to, just destroy all your stuff and that'll make everything better.
I think he's trying to pull the broadcast from the air so people don't see that.
Oh, is that what he's doing?
I'm pretty sure that's...
Boy, look at you. You have a different way of seeing things, man. I thought he was just throwing a temper tantrum.
Oh, yeah, because all the TV say something due to technical difficulty.
I'll have to side with Alex on this one. I thought that guy was just throwing... No. I didn't. At first, I thought he was throwing a temper tantrum, but then I realized he was trying to cut the feed.
Yes.
Not at first, but after, like the second or third thing he did, I realized he was trying to cut the feed so nobody could see what was happening.
That's what I did. I didn't realize. It wasn't a first thing for me. I was like, after the third time they did it, that's
right.
Wow.
Right. Is this such a strange death for the overall villain? Like, does Zeus die when he throws him in? Because they show that little trickle of blood coming out of his mouth, and I know that's supposed to be like the sign of death in movies like this.
Right, yeah, Hogan does a double axe handle to the head, and Zeus...
God, listen to this guy. Double axe handle.
How does Zeus go from here... Look at me right now. How does Zeus go from here to down all the stairs and then land in the ring?
We're dead center of the ring.
How does the trajectory...
Right.
He would have just landed 3 steps forward from where Hogan hit him.
And when he falls through the center of the ring, it's all like he landed in a bed of pillows. Like,
Yeah.
it's a perfect circle.
Yep.
And he just kind of poofs down in the middle.
Poofs in the middle. It's like it's not even body shaped. It's round.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yep.
And then the posts all fucking fall and the ropes, which I thought he already destroyed. Like, am I missing something?
No, you're right.
Right? Like, why are they up again? So yeah, he just lands there, and I guess he's dead. You know what's really funny? I didn't even notice the blood coming out of his mouth this time around.
I didn't notice that either when I watched it.
Yeah.
So you're sure, Ghoul? That's what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's dead.
Then also, what about the death for Brel? Is that like one of the strangest ways to like take care of that character in this movie?
Like, who thought Brel needed to die?
Right. I didn't think he was gonna die. I thought like a movie like this, Hulk Hogan's just gonna give him like a crazy wedgie and like leave him like hanging on a doorway or something. But no, this dude goes nuts and backs himself into the consoles and electrocutes himself and fucking dies.
Dies. Brel dies. Like, wow.
And they don't even show his two little minions get their comeuppance either, which I was pissed about. Actually, no, I should say no. Randy and Randy's friend and the coach, or the trainer, they beat them up when they rescue the girl. That's my bet. One of them hits him with the fire hydrant. It's very...
Right.
Yeah, not... Yeah, but either way.
Yeah, it's so memorable, I don't even know what you're talking about.
Right.
And I'm reviewing this movie.
Right, and I only remember just because I only watched it 2 days ago, so...
Right. Yeah, so that's No Holds Barred. Holy shit, I feel like I went through this movie.
The final scene, Rip gives his little fucking symbol, whatever it is, and goes, ooh! And then that's it. It's over.
Freeze frame. Yeah.
Walks down there to his son. Ooh! It's over. Freeze frame, out.
Yeah.
Right, would you still do the rip symbol when a man just died?
Well, so it's funny. I just watching. I turned the thing off now, but his symbol is this. It's the pinky, this, and then half of your index finger.
Okay, I knew he manipulated some other
weird.
finger somehow. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's a lot of thought. And, like, how do you not mess... He probably had to do, like, 3 takes till he got it right. Yeah, but each time he probably was like, oh, fuck, wait, it's not bending enough. Wait, hold on. Wait, let me get these 2 down more. Okay, is that good? Okay, that's good. Yeah, wow.
Unreal.
No Holds Barred. So, yeah, this movie was real. This was not a fever dream.
It was a movie.
Oh, my God.
This happened for real. People watched it. People made it. People bought it. I'm one of them. I mean, Hulk Hogan fans. Okay, so Chris, as a Hulk Hogan fan...
Which I was back in the day for sure.
It's weird because you didn't even watch it.
Nope.
Wait, are you telling me this is the first watch?
Yes, because when this came out, I saw the commercials on TV and thought it looked awful. And I was like, nope, I'm not watching that.
You too? Well, obviously, Ghoul. He has no reason to watch it.
Correct.
He's like, oh, dude, I'm way too young, and I have no investment. I didn't even know this movie fucking existed.
I was just about to say I had no idea what this movie was when you said it. The only Hulk Hogan movie I had ever heard of was fucking...
Mr. Nanny?
No, Suburban Commando.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen
I've never seen it. Yeah, I've never seen it, but that's the only one
Alex,
I know
have
about.
you seen those?
I feel like I made that effort.
We should review those.
Dude, I was
we should do Hulk Hogan month.
When I was looking on his IMDb, he has so many of these type of movies. I'm like, when did this happen? Yeah, he's got a franchise where there's at least 3 of them called like they're like the covers are all him with some sort of gun and some sort of ridiculous background, but there's like 3 of them. It's like he's got like I forget what they're called, but like I'm like this dude was like C-level action star for a while.
Oh yeah. So Hogan was involved, Thunder in Paradise.
What's that?
It's a TV series, Thunder in Paradise.
And he was in that?
I think I bought like the whole series on DVD. And I don't think I got past 2 episodes. And I love Hulk Hogan, and I still...
What was it supposed to be? Like, what was the theme?
I don't even know. I think it was like Miami Vice.
Oh my God.
Oh geez, a Miami Vice Hulk Hogan show. That's wild.
I swear to God, we need to do Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commando.
He was in Spy Hard, Santa with Muscles, which I try to watch every December. It was in '96, so I guess when he went heel. and I try to watch Santa with Muscles, and I never get past like 30 minutes.
I've never heard of that.
It gets a 2.6 on IMDb.
This thing gets like a 4.4, I think.
Yeah. He's in Three Ninjas, High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Oh, that's like
The Ultimate Weapon. I heard of that. I bought that. That's when they give him a hair piece, so it looks like he has hair on the top of his head.
Oh my god! Really?
1 inch long. Yeah.
Was he like their first like big like one that like wrestler turned? They tried to like make movies out of. Was he like the first big one?
Yeah, dude. Hulk Hogan's influence and magnitude in wrestling could never even be explained to you.
Yeah, because now all of them just go on to do movies. Like, I know everyone can make the case for Roddy Piper doing They Live and then fucking Hell Comes to Frogtown, but like that wasn't like that was just him just doing movies for money.
Well,
he wasn't.
Two things. He was really good in They Live, and I've never heard of Hell Comes to Frogtown.
Look it up.
What the fuck is that?
It's amazing.
It is a fucking.
Is it a horror? Is it a horror movie?
Not really, no.
Oh.
It's like it's a weird sci-fi action. It is. If you want to talk about a movie that feels like a fever dream, that's the fucking one.
It's like you drank a whole bottle of NyQuil.
Oh my god!
It is wild. I only heard about it because it was on Joe Bob a couple years ago, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
I gotta look that up.
Yeah, they said it was. All they said was Roddy Piper, and I was like, "Oh, he was in something more than They Live as a movie." I was like, "Sure." And actually, also speaking of Always Sunny, the gang wrestles for the troops. Roddy Piper is on that episode.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah,
I met Roddy Piper too.
Oh, did you really?
In 2005, yeah.
You seem like a really cool guy.
Dude, when we were talking, he shook my hand 5 times.
That's awesome.
Like, every time I said, he goes, "Oh, wow, man." He kept shaking my hand. When I talked about things like WrestleMania 3, I talked about some wild match with him and Hogan.
Did you tell him how amazing his boxing match was with Mr. T in WrestleMania 2?
No. I might have said I love when you threw the chair at Mr. T. I think I did say that.
It was beating Mr. T with the belt.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually dying to hear your guys. Please elaborate. Don't make this short. Chris, how many dookies are gonna give you sopping wet dress pants and sports jacket out of 5 for No Holds Barred, starring Hulk Hogan and Tiny Lister? Jesus. Jeremy Previn.
So, okay. As I said, I'd never seen this before because when it came out, I thought it looked awful, even though I was only 13 years old, and I was not sucked into the target demographic that they were obviously trying to go for. I was like, nope, I'm not watching this. So this week when I watched it, I knew it was going to be bad, obviously. I wasn't prepared for what I saw, though. It was so fucking terrible. I cannot believe. I want to know how much, like, what the split was of how much money the WWF funded for this versus how much the studio funded, because it had to have been some kind of a split thing, because I know the WWF was involved in the backing of this movie because they thought it was going to be a smash. It was bad beyond belief. And I would love to say in a good way, but it wasn't. I mean, there were a couple scenes that were so fucking stupid that it like was cheesy good, yeah. But most of the time, it was just awful. Like, it was really, really bad. I'm very glad we reviewed this. I don't want to come off like, oh my God, we wasted a whole show on this. That's not it at all. I had a blast reviewing this movie, actually, which I figured I would. But just as a movie, it is a worthless pile of shit. And I cannot... No, I'm serious. I'm not even trying to be funny right now. It is fucking awful.
I'm sorry, I won't laugh. Go ahead.
I'm just trying to clarify. I'm not trying to like go for like shock comedy here. It is fucking awful. So out of 5, I cannot give it more than. And this is being generous. Okay, so hated it is 1 out of 5, right?
Yeah.
Okay, then it's a 1 out of 5. As far as enjoyment level of a movie, it's a 1 out of 5.
You hate this movie.
It's you would have to pay me cash money to watch 10 minutes of this movie again.
Wow. 1 out of 5.
That you didn't say rats.
I didn't say rats. Shit.
Damn it. Rats.
Okay, I barely got that one out. I have to do that ever since Charlie Brown's review. I have to say rats almost every show. Oh my god, this guy's downing Jack Daniels before he gives a review. So, guys, I don't see this going to go much higher than a 1 or a 2. Let's see, though. So, Ghoul, how many sopping wet dress pants and sports jackets with Dookie are you giving Point
Break.
Point Break? No holds barred. Out of 5.
All right, so never seen this. First time watch. Well, technically, I guess second, since we've had it on in the background, but didn't really pay too much attention. You described it perfectly by calling it a fever dream of a movie, because there is a lot of like weird shit that goes on. Like Hulk Hogan's great, Zeus is great, and Brel are great as like characters. But as far as everything else goes, it just falls apart. Like your side characters that you're supposed to care about, they give you nothing to care about them for. And
Right. You don't care about Samantha.
yeah, and I don't care about his brother. He gets beaten up. Like it does nothing.
Oh, his brother. Yeah. We don't care about his brother, right?
No, it's he's like.
But okay, wait. Let's put it in perspective. Do you care any more about Kurt's brother in Kickboxer, though?
So that's a good point. I kind of do, because they give him a little more to work with in that movie.
And also, it's not about his brother so much. It's about Van Damme's, the way he emotes his reaction to that news. It's far superior to how Hogan reacts to his brother's news.
And that happens early into the movie. Hogan's brother, Randy, doesn't get hurt until the last half hour, maybe.
Right.
And that's what provokes him to the final fight. The performances of Hogan, Zeus, and Brel alone are entertaining enough to keep this as like, I won't ever watch this movie in full again, but from time to time I could definitely see myself just pulling up clips on YouTube of the best parts.
How about as a laugh for your friends?
Yeah.
Like, guys, you gotta see
Yeah,
this.
just watch how ridiculous this thing is. Like, and then obviously the Dookie line, which is still just absurd. I hate to do this. I feel bad, but I'm going with a 1 out of 5 on this one.
Wow. 1 out of 5. My God.
But I will say, though, I do love like I said in the text, I do love the reviews of your guys' movies, especially when I haven't seen them before. So I'm glad to have seen this, because it is wild, and I'm glad to say that I've seen No Holds Barred, and I have some ridiculous video meme clip potential. So
Right, and you have a good goof movie for your friends
right, yeah,
when they come over and they're wasted.
exactly.
Like, want to see some horrible shit while we're starting to get bombed or whatever? Yeah. I don't know how this movie even came up. I will say that leading to this review, I've been watching a ton of old school wrestling. If you guys are fans of 80s wrestling, you should definitely subscribe. Not that I'm like, I get money from this, but you should subscribe to Peacock, because you could watch like all this stuff.
All of it.
Yeah, don't they have like all that old show, like all the Saturday Night's Main Events and like all that shit?
They have fucking everything.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that. I've been watching Saturday Night Main Event. That's all I've been watching.
Dude, I was obsessed with that shit in the mid to late 80s.
Yeah, dude, you could go. Do you have Peacock?
Yeah.
Oh God, and just forward through the stuff you don't care about.
I just love the intro. Dun, 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 dun. It's amazing.
Oh, it's amazing. So I grew up. I have a different view than these guys. I even got to the point that Chris didn't, where this did, I guess, seem appealing. Listen, I don't remember what I thought when I was 11 or 9 or whenever this came out. But when I watched it, as a kid, I really didn't see anything wrong with it. Like,
Well, yeah. Well, at that age, how are you?
would you
Yeah,
know?
exactly.
right. Yeah, it just seemed like, oh, listen, this is a movie. What do I know?
Well, yeah, you were
right?
9 when this came out.
Yeah. So I was like, whatever. Yeah, that is cool. Yeah. So I watched it over and over. I've seen this 10 times, at least 10 times, for sure. When I watched it this time around, I was reciting things before it happened. Like, I definitely watched this a ton of times. I'm that nostalgic view here. Clearly, these guys saw it once. I saw it 10 times, and I saw it mostly when I was a kid. 8 of the times were when I was a kid, I think. Is this good? No. It's not good. Is this so bad it's good? It could be.
In some parts.
Yeah.
Some parts it is.
It could be. Like, if Ghoul had his buddies over and they were all in the basement with the whole club vibe he has there, and they don't really care what's on the TV, then for sure, fuck yeah, I'd have this on and go, you gotta just watch some of this while we're hanging.
It walks a very fine line of so bad it's good and so bad it's bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a guaranteed so bad it's good at all.
No.
Yeah. It really has to strike you. And you have to be that right person for this. But yeah, listen, I totally agree with what I said earlier. It is really good casting. The casting is phenomenal in this movie. I'll say that. They really did put some people that were involved really were the right people for the job. I don't know what didn't work here. I don't know why. Except everything.
I was gonna say everything, maybe. I don't know what didn't really work here.
Okay, what I'm saying is I don't know why. I don't know why it didn't land. Like I said, they hit the beats. They really tried. They really hit the beats. But for example, we didn't care when Randy got paralyzed. Like, okay, I guess he's his brother, but who gives a fuck? And like, mentioned, did we care when Van Damme's brother got paralyzed in Kickboxer? Yes, because of the way Van Damme reacted to it. That's why I cared. I didn't really care about Eric Sloan, but it was Van Damme's reaction that made me give a shit, right? So, like, Hogan's reaction in the hospital wasn't that great. I know he tried, but it didn't translate. It didn't suck me into this movie where, yeah, let's get this motherfucker. Like, I didn't really. I just kind of figured you were gonna eventually get there somehow. I guess this is the way you did it. It's weird. It's like they hit all the beats, but it's clearly point A to point B. It's not like it's not true. It's not true to life. I don't really feel like this is real. I'm sorry, when a guy jumps through the roof of a fucking limo, I can't really think I'm watching something that's real life. It's weird. I don't know. This is definitely like a time capsule. It's definitely like a part of WWF history. I'm glad it was made, especially since Tiny is dead. Like, Zeus is dead and stuff like that. Like, it's cool that, he had this moment. And it's even more bizarre that they had him wrestle in real life when he had no idea what he was doing. And I do suggest all you guys type in SummerSlam 1988 and watch this match, this tag team match. It has a pretty good ending, believe it or not. It's good. It's a good little theatrical moment. And then they had a rematch in a steel cage, if you really get into this. But wow, this movie, what do I give it?
Oh fuck. I'm so nervous right now.
I know. What am I gonna do about nostalgia? Okay, I don't think it's good. So Netflix, hate it, don't like it, really like it, love it.
You can do halves also. Don't forget.
Okay, the most I'll go here is 2.5.
Okay, thank God. That's what I was in my head. I was like, he's going to give it a 2.5. Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. You have mad nostalgia with this movie, so that means
right.
A lot. That means a lot.
Yeah.
It does. It really does. I can't deny that. I was that Target fucking kid. What could I say?
No, I get it. I get it.
Hey, there's something for everyone has one.
All right, guys. Yep, that was it. No holds barred. Glad we did this. It is one of those rare odysseys, and I will tell you right now, most reviewers did not review this movie. So what you're getting is a true gift from God himself. Over and out. See you in 2 weeks.